Time now for our Rants and Raves of the week, starting with Roy Harris.
Well, I have a rave. I used to like to come in with rants, but this time it seems like it's a good time for it. I've mellowed, yes. It must be all this Boston strong. Yeah. But the rave is for a fellow named Matthew Getskow, who is an economics professor at the University of Chicago, won a major award, the Clark Medal for Economists, for the work that he had done looking at data mining of the media to find different biases in the words that they choose. And it's something that you just can't do with the naked eye. You have to use all of the machinery, all the NSA type of equipment to figure out what's going on. And he won this award. It's for economists under 40. And I just think it's great that we're beginning to use this kind of information to find out about how the media works, help us see things that we can't see maybe with the naked eye. And this is a precursor, apparently, of the Nobel. A lot of people who win this Clark Award under 40 come back like Larry Summers and even Milton Friedman to win the Nobel later.
I want to read that. All right, Dan, what do you got?
I have a qualified rave for Aaron Kushner, the head of the Orange County Register. This week he launched the Los Angeles Register, which is the first full-fledged daily competition the Los Angeles Times has had since 1989. Now, I say it's a qualified rave because he's kind of doing it on the cheap. There's an indication that he's really trying to spread his costs across another region so that he can better afford what he's doing out there. But nevertheless, it's a new paper in one of the great cities of the country. There's nothing not to like about it.
All right, he's been on your rant and rave list about 80 times this year so far. We'll have to keep score whether he gets a rant or a rave. Callie, what do you got?
I have a unqualified rant for Al Jazeera America. My heart is with them. I want this to work. They hired a lot of fantastic journalists. But what often happens, and it just made me a little nervous, is they were hiring and hiring and hiring. What's going to happen if they hit the wall on this? You know, they had a lot of money. So they've just made all these cutbacks. A lot of people were quite surprised. Very good journalists, as I've said. Most affected was their show called The Stream, which is really embodies everything that we have talked about in terms of new media and old media are sort of coming together in a very smart way, in a daily news way. And they, cut the staff a lot. So they cut the show from a week to 2 days a week. And the head of the news, Kate O'Brien, has said, we're sort of equalizing. Probably this would happen anyway as we settle down to what our numbers ought to be. But gee, these are people's lives, and I just think I want them to be careful, and I hope it doesn't turn into what you mentioned earlier, which was that venture capitalist thing that blew up for Thunderdome. Hired a lot of people, got everybody all excited about it.
The problem was, Kelly, they took a network approach, and that was a huge mistake. And Kate O'Brien is an old network gal. She should have taken a cable approach. Part-timers, young, and instead they went for the seasoned people that had been laid off by ABC, NBC, CBS, and that was the...
And they should be streaming on the internet so more people could see them.
God, I hope it comes back.
All right, Adam.
All right, real quick rant for the media's coverage of this jobs report that comes out. I think it's annual from this organization, CareerCast, that runs down the best and worst jobs in America. Invariably, reporter or journalist is down near the bottom. I think this year reporter is one step over lumberjack. Broadcaster is a couple steps above that. And all of us in the media invariably pick this up, talk about it incessantly, pat ourselves on the back for how tough we have it. There are disadvantages to our chosen line of work, but there's more advantages. We have pretty good jobs, and I think it's kind of inappropriate and unbecoming for us to whine about them every year when this comes out, because there's a hell of a lot of other much worse jobs.
Yeah, and who are these people to say?
Yeah, what's their metric?
What's their metric?
It's better than working for CareerCast.
Yeah, exactly. All right, I have a really, really wimpy kind of half rave, half rant for Boston.com. All right, so this is the old Boston.com website. Let's take a look at that real quick. That's what everybody remembers. Okay, here's the new one. So take a look at that. Now, I'm going to put up Boston.ino, which has been around from about 2008. These are virtually identical formats. There was something about the old Boston.com looked more like a newspaper. I know they want to get away from that, but if I were Boston, I'd be very, very flattered. This is almost like a copy of it. I'm still not sure about the thing stylistically. I'm also a little bit concerned about it just in terms of the content, because it's I used to find whatever I wanted on the old Boston.com. Now I feel like I'm forced to read about more Giselle Bundchen, which I love reading about.
So given all that, why is it a qualified right there in the middle?
Because I'm not sure how, I want to give it a chance. Because
Is it also more ad heavy? It looks.
I mean, didn't it just start this week or something?
Yeah.
Today, I think
it looks ad heavy.
Yeah. So I can't really say. I mean, I don't want to just blow it out of the water. I haven't even given it a chance.
I like the new look. I don't know about the content, but I like the new look.
Yeah.
I haven't given it a chance yet, so I can't really say, though it does look ad heavy to me.
Wait, one of you didn't like the content either.
There's a lot of aggregation. There was one item that I remember catching my eye, which was they took something, I think, from Reddit. It was an item that suggested the St. Patrick's Day parade route looked like a gun. And they traced it out. And they just, and it's sort of very short write-ups of material that appears elsewhere.
Right.
So I hope there's more.
We will give it a chance and come back to it. How about that?
Okay.
For a wimpy rant, right?